Within days, I was like, well, wait, I feel better. And within 2 weeks, like I wasn't bloating anymore. And that was the first time in my life.
Bloating really sucks. It hurts, it's uncomfortable, it can be embarrassing, but it's not something that we have to experience. Today I'm sharing Melissa's story of how she overcame her persistent bloating while using intermittent fasting, plus 3 additional tips that she has that helped her succeed with her gut healing journey.
I was in a place where I had been feeling pretty terrible for a while, like just huge, bloated. You wake up in the morning and you're like, well, I'm bloated, or I'd eat one thing and I'm like, I'm bloated. And I'm not talking about like, yeah, we all get softer throughout the day. I mean, we expand, we contract. Sure. No, like bloating. And I just thought, well, we bloat and that's normal. So fine. And then I listened to you and I'm like, wait, is bloating's not normal. And that was completely new to me and a completely new concept. And so I gave it a try because I had been to an MD. She had not been helpful. She just gave me the suggestion to sit up, which isn't helpful. And so I started trying your plans and your like theories on fat in the morning, giving your gut rest, letting it heal, healing leaky gut. And within days, I was like, well, wait, I feel better. And within 2 weeks, like I wasn't bloating anymore. And that was the first time in my life. I had never felt that before. So I didn't even believe it could be true.
There's people who don't really understand the difference between bloating and, let's say, belly fat. Some people, have been bloated their whole life. They don't even know what the difference is.
The bloated is like, I feel my insides. And I think that was one of the biggest things too, is I feel like lighter inside. Like I think I also didn't really fully realize you're not really supposed to feel all your organs and all your things and everything inside. Like I just feel more empty now. And I guess with bloating, it's tight, it's uncomfortable. You feel like kind of heavy, or like not, even if you're not holding your breath, you're sort of always holding your breath. That to me are signs of bloating.
With your intermittent fasting journey, a lot of people tend to have different experiences just on how they transition or how they come about it. What was your experience of first starting intermittent fasting and jumping? Did you jump straight into it? Did you ease into it? Like, what did you do?
I want to say I eased into it, but only over the course of a few days. 12 hours felt very reasonable to me. Like I can do 12 hours, that's no problem. So I did maybe 13 like the first day, and I think I did that for 2 or 3 days, and then I got to 15, and then I started setting a timer. And I remember those first couple, it was like 15 and a half. Okay, go. Because I also didn't want to get myself to a point of pushing way too far, and I didn't feel like that was good either. And honestly, within a few days of that, maybe let's call it less than 2 weeks max. I mean, honestly, it just wasn't that long. And I surprised myself, and it really did feel like a victory that, sure, it's mental, but it's really physical, and my body was able to adjust. And it was also easier to do it because I was feeling so much better.
I mean, obviously there's transition periods, but did you feel hungry, or do you feel hungry at all when using intermittent fasting now?
No. I don't. I use keto coffee pretty religiously. Like I thrive on healthy fats. And so it actually wasn't that hard. And I learned a lot about my body that way.
Yeah. Did that surprise you that it wasn't as hard as maybe you thought it would be?
I was shocked. I thought intermittent fasting would be really hard, and it really wasn't. And all you're talking about is pushing a couple hours. It's just not that much time. And I was fine. And also what you talk about, making sure that you are satiated. And I don't know that I put that much effort into it. I was thinking, healthy meals throughout the day. But no, give your body the rest, eat the food, and it's easier to intermittent fast.
Someone we're starting right now, and especially from a gut healing perspective, where so many people have so many GI issues and constipation, diarrhea, bloating, all of that. If they're coming from that perspective and thinking of starting with intermittent fasting, what would you say are some good maybe advice or tips that you'd give someone who's just brand new?
The first thing I would say is really, make sure that you concentrate on your water intake throughout the day, but also in the morning. I use Celtic sea salt, thanks to you, in the morning. I think that makes a big difference as well. It's just a pinch and it's actually not that salty, so use it. I also think that having the fats in the morning, like you get the brain boost from the coconut oil and you get the fullness really from the healthy butter. And I'm not the biggest coffee drinker, so I drink it with tea a lot. And it's really good. And so don't be afraid of it. That's what I would say. Having all that grass-fed butter and that, organic coconut oil, it's going to help. So just believe in it and believe in the process and try and surprise yourself. Even if you think this isn't going to work for me, these aren't my issues. If you're bloating, if you feel not 100% every day, if every day you're noticing your insides, you're thinking about your stomach, you're thinking about your digestive tract, that's not normal. And when it is your life, you think it's normal, but it's not normal.
I think that we often don't really understand the difference between normal and common, where just because something's common, it doesn't mean that it's normal for our body to feel that way all the time. It can happen. Obviously, it's a natural state in the sense where if we're not treating our body the way it should, we're going to experience that fermentation, that bloating, but it's not something that we should or have to be feeling all the time. It's not a normal body state for us. So I'm glad you brought that up, just because that was something that I think is really important to understand the difference between.
If you're looking to get started with intermittent fasting on your gut healing journey, you can check out this video next. Also, if you're new to my channel and you love this science-backed information, make sure you subscribe right here. Come out with new videos every Tuesday and Thursday. All right, guys, thanks so much for tuning in, and I'll see you in my next video.